So chapter 1 here, fully engaged, energy not time is our most precious resource. So right away he starts out the book by trying to go and prove this point that it's not really time management that we want to be managing, but it's energy management. He says we have a finite amount of time in this world, but we have to have our energy. We have to have max out on our energy so that we can max out on our person. It's he and his partner, they both worked with athletes before they worked with high performers or business people, or as they say, quote unquote, average people. They worked with athletes, and they never really tried to get the athlete's skills to be better, because that's not what their specialty was. They always tried to increase their energy, because they figured that other things will come in alignment if you can figure energy out. So very important concepts. He gives 4 principles, and the whole book is going to follow these 4 principles for energy management that I'll read really quick. And then after that, there's a 3-step process to change, or for us, transformation, that he will, and that's just the application section. So that's how the book is laid out. The first couple chapters, and then the first couple chapters will be dealing with the principles, and then the 3-step change will become towards the will come towards the end. But before I give the principles and even the change of the 3-step process, let me just give 2 key terms here that are important for this book. Full engagement is the skillful management of energy, individually and organizationally. He even talks about how leaders in organizations, how their energy levels affect all others' energy levels. So it's just that much more important as a leader for us to be able to have high energy and manage our energy very effectively and well. Intermittent recovery, most important word in the whole book. It is the intentional blocks of recovery after expending energy for the purpose of energy renewal. So we'll talk about that here in the next couple chapters, but just keep that in mind, that intermittent recovery, very important for this book, is the intentional blocks of recovery after expending energy for the purpose of energy renewal. So we'll look at that here as we go. But first off, these first 4 principles. Principle number 1 for energy management is full engagement requires drawing on 4 separate but related sources of energy. Physical is the first one, emotional is the second one, mental is the third one, and spiritual is the 4th one. So once again, they're interconnected. They all are in relationship with each other, but they're also separate. So chapters 4 through 8 will deal with those in particular. Principle number 2, because energy capacity diminishes both with overuse and with underuse, we must balance energy expenditure with intermittent energy renewal. So remember that key word of intermittent recovery. He says because our energy capacities, they diminish both with overuse and underuse, overtraining and undertraining, we have to balance it out with some intermittent recovery. And so once again, the whole book is going to be geared towards that concept. Principle number 3, to build capacity, we must push beyond our normal limits, training in the same systematic way that elite athletes do. So what's interesting here is, remember I just said in principle 2, there's the overuse and then the underuse. You almost have to push towards overuse in each one of these different sources, the physical, emotional, mental, and the spiritual. You have to push yourself and stress yourself, kind of like a muscle when you're lifting. You have to hurt it, break it a little bit, and then you have to intentionally seek recovery. Very, very important stuff. Last principle here, positive energy positive energy rituals, highly specific routines for managing energy, that's what they are the key to full engagement and sustained high performance. So he'll talk about that later on in the book, of just how we need to develop rituals. So very quickly, the 3-step process to change is, first you want to define your purpose, PV. The second is face the truth. There's some assessment there. And then you need to take action. So that is chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter 2.